So each one of them had small little gardens, or they had some fruit trees, they had some things that they were growing. And through the years, when all this land came together under what they call Captain Cook Estates, they had the houses more or less as individual long-term rentals. So when we bought the property, what we've done is we've been clearing the land and actually planting fruit trees and sowing the different gardens together. You know, you only need one avocado tree. You only need one mango tree. Not that we don't have 6 or 7 of them all together, you know, but basically it was about 20 years ago that the owner occupied for the house. After that, it became investment properties. They were renting them out to people long term. You know, a family would rent the house for a year or something like that. So the bottom house is a 1946 Hoshibana, and it is an old Japanese drying shack, and the roof is actually on wheels, and it rolls off to chicken wire, and that's where you would dry your coffee in the old days. We don't take that off anymore. We have that as a 4-bedroom, 2-bath long-term rental. So we have a family that lives down there, and they just moved in, and they help us maintain the lower part of the property. The main house here, there was a house here originally, and the road came up in front of it, as I'll show you, a little terrace. Can you guys hear okay? You guys all right? It would wind up in front of this house. So there used to be an old house here, and they brought it and tore it down in 1995 and built this new house right here. And that's when they took down the tree, the mango tree. There was 3 mango trees, and they milled one of the mango trees to be the 2,400 square feet of trim throughout the house. And the front door here is a shipwright door, so it's the back of a clipper ship. So it was built by a shipbuilder, and like the Mayflower would have a straight back like this, and then they would have a window like this where the quarters, the captain quarter would be. They would have had stained glass or some sort of filtered light through that. So he has it, and it's really for optimal airflow as it would be. So that's pretty cool. So when we got here, we have 5.6 acres of land. Pretty much everybody had it so that they wouldn't see each other. That house over there was an old place where they used to build water cisterns. And the B house up there where Greg and I live now used to be the Ka'awa Loa car dealership, this small building that they put on the back of a pickup truck and brought it up the front of the property back in the 70s. So that's up there. So with the 5.6 acres of land, our mindset is the main house and the cottage are our bed and breakfast. We farm during the day, grow fruit and things that hopefully that we serve to our guests in the morning, plus our own coffee. So heads and beds at night and farming during the day. So instead of having to go to a market and sell the products like everybody else has to sell, we create our own market by feeding it for breakfast. It will be standing up on top of the stem like this. Pineapples typically are in season from May until September. So what we have done is if once a pineapple is thrown, then you pull that one out and you plant a new top. So the seeds 24/7, 365. So it's like a dandelion. And so that was really kind of, and we were up over the power lines and all vines and things like that. So initially what you need to do is you got to come in and you got to cut down all that grass by hand because you can't, because now it's about this thick. And you do that, you keep kind of doing that until you start getting into stirring up the soil, where then you get a big flush of weeds. The weeds have been dormant on the dirt, and so then the weeds come in as almost like a multivitamin to give a lot of good stuff to the soil. And then after you get from that, you'll go to this small grass. And this grass is the most aggressive of all of it, but what it does is it stabilizes the soil. So then you can put trees in. So that's pretty cool. Weeds are just like vitamins that's needed, or there's something that's needed in the soil, and that they're there. And so they tend to go away once that's been fulfilled into the part. So, and when you touch it, see how it moves?
Oh, no.
And it actually, it's here to just grab every bit of moisture and nitrogen it can and shift it into the soil and down to the roots. So this is called lele grass. It's shy grass. Coffee plants. what we have done is we've gone in there and there's little babies and we pull those out of the soil, and then it's the wild coffee. It's better to have them in rows and we're able to cut in between them and maintain them. So it's called pulleys. You go and you actually pull them out, then you put them in the soil and you water them for 6 months and you pray to God that they live.
So can you go in there and just grab a bunch of coffee? Do they still?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so right over here,
Yeah.
so let me show you over here.
So what's the difference between wild coffee plants and regular coffee plants?
Nothing, just
just
the,
okay.
the efforts that's put together, you know, and you know, you get them, you got to cut them back and take, you know, it's like a wild gardenia is going to be fine, but one that you're taking care of with mildew or mold and stuff can potentially be much better.
That's
so,
pretty.
speaking of gardenia, a coffee tree is a gardenia plant, so isn't tea. So what happens we'll go in December, we'll go into a drought. And we should be in a drought until February or March. And then when the afternoon rain comes back, what the trees will do is they'll have hundreds of blossoms per branch. And those blossoms are gardenia flowers. They're called cone of snow. And then they go to green beans. And then it goes to cherry. And this cherry is what we hand pick to process the coffee, right? The cherry is very high in antioxidants and very, very good for you. It's really good. So what you do is you squeeze them, and there's 2 coffee beans inside. If you squeeze them, there's only 1 coffee bean, then it's called pea berry. Yeah. And so this outer that
Costs a lot of money to do. Yeah.
this was brought in from this is the only medicine that the Polynesians the Hawaiians actually traveled with.
Yeah.
And the fruit itself is can be juiced
Right.
and taken as an ounce drink on a day-to-day basis. It helps with diabetes, weight controls, digestion, all of the fun stuff. The leaves have a sort of a morphine effect where it's a natural pain reliever. So if you compost it on sore muscles, it pulls lactic acid out. The flowers up here are made into essential oils, and then the little leaves right there are made into tea. But the noni fruit, let me just grab one, stay right there. Noni fruit, now I'll pick these fruit up and we will put them in a jar for 2 months. And the first for the first week it's in the shade, and then after that you move it out to a sunny rail outside. This is very good for you. It's medicine because it smells and tastes like shit. It actually has a strong Roquefort cheese type of a smell.
That's what they were talking about.
Those are the things we're selling.
Actually, yeah.
I like
Oh
it.
my God.
That are just babies behind, but basically the lychee will get about this big, and you just bite it and the fruit's inside of it and there's a seed. Yeah, very
Yeah, we know
delicious.
lychees.
Now this tree was here, as with the mango tree and that, and this tree wasn't throwing any fruit at all. So I didn't know what to do, and one of my Hawaiian friends told me to, quote unquote, try kill it. And I thought, why would I try to kill it? Falls off onto the ground, and there's a little bit of formaldehyde in the casing so that the rats won't eat it until it breaks down, so it gives itself some time. So basically what we do is we just go through and we just pick up. They're like Easter eggs.
I see, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're outside and you wanted a little delicious snack, you just bite into the side of it, like, and you squeeze the fruit in your mouth. Would anybody like one?
Not right now, thank
All
you.
right,
Okay.
no, thanks, but
That's lilikoi. Little flowers become a
the
fruit, and the whole tree. Most of our trees are about 3 or 4 years old now, so now they're starting to produce. It takes 3 or 4 years for them to get established into that. We take this picker
buy a tree.
and we will go
Gonna
up and
catch one.
get the basket up there and we actually pull it down like that, and that's how we pick it up. That's in the inside is really, really all the digestive enzymes. So the birds eat that so that they can poop. Oh, you see, yeah.
Pink lemon tree.
Yeah, it's a eureka. Yeah. See that? The inside is pink. You can see it a little bit on the color there. And if you grab a leaf, and a new one's coming up from the
Banana
bottom.
tree, of course.
And basically when you have it, see this like the flowers at the bottom? And if you look underneath here, you'll see that the next hand of bananas is kind of like what would be the stem or something underneath there. And that peels back and it kind of moves up, and that's how the bananas grow. Rainbow eucalyptus.
gorgeous.
Yeah. And there's
Painted
some
by
down here.
eucalyptus.
Some just are peeling all the
Gorgeous
time, and some don't even look like they have bark, like these down here. But they're balls and stuff back home.
What is the most?
Mother-in-law's tongue.
Mother-in-law's tongue?
Yeah, long and sharp.
You should take a picture of that for Mom.
Plumeria.
Yeah, this is plumeria. This came from India, and I think
Not much smell, this one.
no, only the white
pretty.
ones smell. Only the white ones smell.
Pretty.
And basically, if you have it on your left ear, you're married.
Oh, right.
Right ear, you're available. Back of the head doesn't matter. Just follow you.
So I should
I
put it
see
on
where
the
you
left.
put it.
I'm gonna get you one.
I'm right-handed.
Ah, yeah. Good
So the
excuse.
back, Snow Mountain, and they're a white poinsettia. So for Christmas, this is all white that wraps around here. And we have some poinsettias that we'll bring in, and they're just so beautiful. They're called Snow Mountain. And then this is a kukui nut. This is the Hawaiian candle nut. This is the one that you see the kukui nut lays that people wear. And they would put the nuts together on a stick and you could burn it and it would be like a candle. And the nut itself is chopped up real finely and put into poke, Hawaiian poke. And it is a natural diuretic, so that you put in poke so that it digests your belly. You don't ever want to eat one of those nuts because you could be very ill. But you have them on the right area. It has this really great fruit that looks like a cucumber, that tastes like a cucumber meets a banana. I have one up behind the house by the big man.